Hi there. This is honestly quite stressful for me. I'm feeling a bit dizzy, honestly, but this is it. No more excuses, no more regrets, I guess. I don't really feel like there's a better, more genuine way to say this other than just reading what I wrote and maybe adding a bit more, doing a single take. About here my Avicia merch and some of my projects made in Amsterdam. It's been quite a while since I made a video from here, but it's been a long time. So without further ado, hello there my fellow Avicians and veterans. I'm filming this video as a thank you and a goodbye notice. The day has actually come this time. Unlike my last announcement, I will be leaving the guild this time. The previous time that I said that was pretty hectic. It was a pretty hectic time, and I ended up going on a break instead of leaving, like I planned for a while. But I just couldn't bring myself to leave. I ended up taking somewhat of a break, and actually resulted in playing for an extra few months, and ended up delaying this message to you by a year. Change is a difficult thing, and to be honest with you, I've been here for enough time to forget what it's like not to. This year, this is a year that for me at least was full of endings from the moment it started. From life going to new places, friends going their own separate ways, and who can forget Tom Scott and Matt Pat, who is actually quitting today, I'm pretty sure, starting a wave of creators that are leaving their platform for good. I don't think that I managed to end things here on a high note as I wanted to, but that was just because this place was way too important in order for me to let go of it. Yesterday marked my 20th birthday. I'm actually recording this a few days earlier, so that I'm not 20 yet. Need to update my introduction. It's been 3 or 4 years now. Yesterday marked my 20th birthday, and along that 5 years and like 10 days in the guild, 25% of my entire life is quite a lot. And what now, like 6,000 hours on Wynn, which is the equivalent of 250 whole days. Some of it was AFK, of course, but we aren't all perfect. I believe that it's a bit too much time that I've spent here, and it's pretty much the time to stop and move on. The past while has been pretty rough, and having almost no time to take any moment to even breathe, and I've been left with no choice other than to leave. Many of the new people here don't really know me, which is pretty weird to think about, and honestly quite sad, but this is not really relevant, so I don't know why you're really watching this. But this is going to be probably the longest announcement in Avicia's history, and no one can stop me. Here I come. This is, in my opinion, will be much more soothing than of a conclusion than the ARG that I created last year. It's been really important for me to actually reminisce and enjoy the memories that everything that we had to cut in order to close the door. Anyhow, this is, in my opinion, a much more soothing way to conclude my journey here than the ARG that I made a year ago. and hopefully you will enjoy reminiscing about all of these old memories as much as I did. This all started from a shout by a bird when Avicia was about level 38. I joined at the same level range, about level 40, and and then began an adventure of a lifetime. I will go over some of the events rather than naming everyone who has taken part in the journey that I've been having here, and I just would feel awful if I missed any names or anyone. I'm sure that I would miss, and I've probably missed some events as well. I just want all of you to know that you all know who you are, and that I love you all, and I'm so grateful for everything that you have done and we have done together. That is one of the reasons that I've gotten this far in life, and I think that all of us have gotten to places that we wouldn't expect us to get back when most of these things happened. I started my journey about 5 years ago again by grinding 𝐬𝐬𝐧𝐢𝐭 as a level 40 player at the old iron golem farm, not farm but cave in, rather a cave in 𝐬𝐬𝐭. It took me a bit of time to realize that I was not making any progress, but we'll ignore that. I had to focus on a bit of studying back then, so I had to take somewhat of a break by vanishing. I rejoined after a while, and after grinding a bit of XP, I managed to get to like level 96, and I joined my first war at Skyfalls, which is of course my favorite territory till this day. With my first ever build that is extremely scuffed. I will link the 𝐬𝐬𝐧𝐢𝐭 one that I kept in one of my notepads somewhere. Definitely not worth looking at because it's absolutely horrendous and it's trash. We ended up losing the war after like 25 minutes because we got kicked out of it, and I was basically just trying to understand what to do and panicking while my old school computer got destroyed by mobs that were spawning. Of course, that didn't stop me from using that very same build with my newfound friends on LI, only for me to stall the run and ruin the fun for everyone. But I tried to remember my first voice chat in Avicia with complete strangers, and rather than an hour of me getting cyberbullied by some of you, which is fair. I don't know what the hell I was using back then. Since then, of course, a lot of things have changed. Build-wise, I've learned a lot from you guys and some other people in the Wynncraft community, but that did not stop me from making and playing curse builds such as my glitched positive mana regen, lunar spine, like many other strange things. But it was nice to see entire metas created here and get destroyed by a single item change. We have done countless wars over the land, of course, protected the Sky Islands, which I still call my home. Many things have happened in this weird block game server. We have worked countless pixelated squares just to have funny numbers go up. We've profed for hours on end, and being honest, I think that I'm still the only one who didn't finish leveling up his. I didn't want it to end, and I didn't want to stop chatting, memeing about anything that moves and doesn't move, listening to music together, fighting over which 10-hour song would play next on cue, watching shows, movies, talking about life, and eventually falling asleep on the keyboard or with our phones in bed. I've used GIFs for the first time on Discord in one of our calls, and that may sound trivial, but that has caused my hard drive to forever be flooded with memes or inner jokes that we will be the only ones to understand. From cooking food together, filming silly things, and sometimes having people get drunk. I think that I think that I should have been in more voice calls with this community rather than phone calls with my actual friends and family. This is the place that got so many words that we got. Sorry, it's just a bit stressful. I'm getting red here. This is the place that got so many words to crash and bugs to be discovered, which have totally been reported. I loved experiencing new things here, like all of the new updates and various challenges that I either tried or failed like a dozen of times, like One Health EO challenges and my forever unedited blindfolded EO run that is still on some hard drive that's keeping about half a terabyte of space there. I spammed the YouTube servers with tens of gigabytes of gigs of footage from random things that are recorded, and many of them being things that happened here. I'm pretty sure my first event that I participated at here was Halloween back in 2019. It was the first of many, and I will only name a few here. We've experienced the joy of painting together with both the guidance of Bob Ross while using Microsoft Paint, and both on our own with games like Scribble or Garlic Phone. We always iced boats on ice and played many other mini games in various occasions, such as our anniversaries events. We searched the land and sometimes we did way too. Sorry, we searched the land and sometimes. I'm sorry, it's just so many memories. We searched the lands and sometimes it ended up going way too far and went too extreme on GeoGuessr and Google Maps. We took part in big events like WinCon and completed many farplane tasks. We took part and completely destroyed, if you ask me, the Win Olympics event for several years in a row. We hosted and played cool PvP events and got to crush servers and anger many mods and admins while doing 50-player raids, events, wars, with many of the friends that we have gathered from dozens of guilds. We've seen mega alliances rise and fall and took part in some of the damage, and we've become the first ones to reach level 100. And at last, I got to have you play in some of the events that I created, starting from some random hide and seek events and screenshot hunts, all the way to a full ARG puzzle that I created over several months. That was inspired by another ARG puzzle that we've solved together. Some of the events that occurred here were also dramatic, hectic, or unpleasant, but we should all remember the good things that happened, because if we wouldn't, then what's the point? This place means so much because of all of the people that I got to meet, hundreds if not thousands of people that have all crossed paths in this little place called Avicia, dozens if not hundreds of them that I got the honor of welcoming or congratulating. I've been the slowest Arcan promotion by far, and if I'm not wrong, honestly, I have almost no regrets about how things went here. I would have quit long time ago, with many of you still reading this, if I were to get promoted earlier. And sorry, it's a bit rough. But this has been a pretty long journey for me, although many real life things were affected by this Wynncraft thing as a whole. Some of them being literal nightmares due to playing 𝐻𝐴CH and getting hunted by a no-life hacker, or some of it because sorry, or apparently I was crowned as Wynncraft's first cosplayer before I even know what cosplaying was, while making a costume for all dark art. I think I managed to see how special this has become only after I met friends from here in person, about an hour drive from my house. So much has happened in my life and in yours too in the past few years, and in that only now I've looked around my neck and seen how far we've all come. I, for example, managed to finish middle school, start high school, go through a pandemic, fall in love for the first time and get a heart disease, deal with my first breakup, and then recover from my broken heart, both physically and mentally. I graduated from high school, got drafted into the army, started university and mentored the robotics team, and all of that in the past 5 years. And it's not even counting all of the wonderful people that I met here. Everything in my life would have looked so different, and I'm sure that I wouldn't be the same man that I am today without all of you guys here. I love each and every one of you so much. Don't forget that. And I owe you all so much. I really do. Love, Ferret. Dream, try, do good. That's the meaning. That's what life is all about. Keep in touch. Amor vincit omnia. Bye.